Are you guys ready for your next comedian? This is really exciting. Our next comedian's show, Ignorant American, just got accepted to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which is super rad. So you'll probably be seeing her around town until she leaves for Europe, July 25th. Everyone make it super loud for the amazing Coor Cohen.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you guys got my writer. Thank you so much. Give it up for sound, getting it right when I got on stage. That's what I'm talking about. Give it up for yourselves being here tonight. Give it up for yourselves being here tonight. You're still here. Starting a comedy show during the day. My name is Coor Cohen. If you've never seen me before, I'm a stand-up comic. I've been doing stand-up comedy for about 15 years. I'm going to jump into it. You seem like a pretty smart crowd, though. You guys feel like you're a smart crowd by round of applause? Okay. I moved here from East Tennessee, so it's not like, it's not a high bar. Oh, I love the clap. I was like, oh. It's all right. Dolly Parton sent me books. You know what I mean? It's okay. My ex-girlfriend did sell blow to Dolly Parton's manager. So, I'm that kind of white trash, appropriately. I'm alligator killing before I had my first period kind of white trash. Anybody else? Anybody else took out a dinosaur? They had a tampon? Anybody else do that? Yeah. Just like to threaten the audience up front. Don't worry. Okay. Usually when I tell that joke, I'm in a country that doesn't have guns. It hits a little bit different when you're at home. It's like, oh, you guys could have your own AK. Okay. All right. A little bit about me. I have been doing stand-up for about 15 years now. If you've never seen me before, I don't do crowd work. That's not my thing. I know it's a pretty intimate room. You don't have to worry. I'm not going to talk to you about who you are. I'm not going to ask you what your name is, where you work, how you met your fucking date tonight. I don't give a shit, all right? That's not my bag. Don't fucking care. I wrote some jokes. I'll do one really smart joke and two dumb jokes. Is that okay? We're cool with that? All right, cool. I did do stand-up here for about 8-9 years. Before I moved to Los Angeles, I graduated from stunt school in 2019. People ask me all the time what it's like being a woman in comedy. I said, well, I spent $10,000 to learn how to get thrown out of a window on fire for better pay and less sexual assault. So it's going pretty well. I know what I look like, though, because I've been to a casting call. I know what I look like. They like to tell you. Or if you're just a woman walking down the street, people like to tell you what you look like. I look like I just finished committing a homicide. And I look like I'm on my way to committing my next homicide. We call that range in the industry. That's how you get paid, baby. That's how you get paid. Just kidding. Please leave money in here. Okay, great. All right. On to something not as dumb, but pretty dumb. By round of applause, how do we feel about the Irish here? We feel okay about the Irish? How do we feel about the Irish? Okay. Some might call it pandering. We'll see how this goes. Ireland's having a moment right now, right? In media and culture. Irish rap is even having a fucking moment right now. It's wild. Belfast says that they're pedophiles. I have a feeling that Covert Cafe, right? It's got something to do with the English. It's got big Suella Braverman all over it. Okay, cool. Not watching the BBC out here. All right. Still on OPB. That's cool. No, I think that America can learn a lot from the Irish, actually. I was drinking in a bar in Boston not too long ago, and I decided that we should take from the Irish, what they do is they like to name their bars and pubs after Revolutionary War heroes. That's their thing. And I feel like in America, I mean, with what we're dealing with right now, currently is the first generation of the product of no child left behind policy, you know? So maybe we knew a thing or two about our nation if we started naming our bars and pubs after revolutionary heroes. Like, I learned so much getting drunk in this one bar in Boston because a Scotsman was hitting on me. I just started reading The Wall. If you've never done it, amazing strategy. I did end up sleeping with him, but that's besides the point. Like, if you... This is before my celibacy stint, you know what I mean? I did. But no, I was reading The Wall, and I learned quite a bit. Like, in 1803, there was this guy named Robert Emmet, had the biggest dick in all of Ireland. How did I know that? He tried to take down the crown with 80 dudes at the height of its glory. I know. The fucking cock on that man. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Amazing. You guys literally just got so quiet, like my parents, if I said the word cock. That's fantastic. I said pussy at a Planned Parenthood benefit in East Tennessee. Don't worry, they burned it down. That's actually true. I said pussy at a Planned Parenthood benefit in East Tennessee. My dad did not speak to me for 2 months. He was like, good job on the sold out show. Just don't, you don't have to be, nobody has to know that you have, don't say, and I'm like, you have 13 kids. Your third wife is like 28. What are you talking about? Clearly you know the word pussy, Dad, okay? Anyway, back to Robert Emmet. So I'm like reading The Wall, and I find out, like, I lived in East LA, okay? I lived next to a halfway house. You couldn't take down the fucking cul-de-sac with 80 dudes in East LA, okay? With, like, today's ammunition. But I loved it. I was here for it. And they did that thing that's like, what's that shit that the English were really big into that Jeffrey Dahmer tried to do? It's like that hung, drawn, and quartered shit, you know what I mean? It's like they like to play with their dead once they're done, you know? I didn't invent it. I'm not fucking a redcoat. Jesus Christ. I'm not like hang, drawn, and quarter me, Daddy. You know what I mean? Take it easy. It's okay. I didn't do it. No, he was. He was hung, drawn, and quartered. And then he was buried. They gave some mercy, and they let him be buried in his family estate. True story. But then somebody, I presume one of his bitches from having the biggest dick of all of Ireland, was like, the soil has been disturbed on Daddy's grave. Dig it up, dig it up, dig it up. Turns out, no body. And still, to this day, there have been multiple archaeological excavations looking for the body of Robert Emmet. And if I can learn all of that drinking in a bar in Boston, not to fuck some Scottish guy, about a guy who wasn't even successful in getting his people free from a nation, you know? Imagine what we Americans could learn if we started naming our bars and pubs after revolutionary heroes, you know? People might understand that the economic policy that was the lead up and cause of the Civil War was actually the economic policy of paying for labor and allowing people to be free. How exciting would that be? That would be exciting. Y'all have just given up on the South, huh? You're like, fuck the red states. Probably how we got in this situation overall. I'm just saying. It's okay. I'm from the North. I'm from Minneapolis. I don't give a shit. Like, don't matter to me. No, my parents just stopped caring about my education. That's how I ended up in the South. No, I do. I feel that way. But I'm one of 13 kids. My parents have raised every generation of Americans since 1972. I'm 22 years younger than the oldest. I'm 20 years older than the youngest. My sister right now, she's 17. She has fewer rights than I had in the same county 20 years ago. They really did burn down that Planned Parenthood we helped to build down there, using comedy to get it built too, nonetheless. And so, like, I think about this, like, how the fuck are we going to do this, right? Like, how are we going to bring this nation together? How are we going to educate some people, you know? And I figured it out because I got 5 brothers and they all stupid. Stick with me now, folks. We need to start naming our adult entertainment venues after Revolutionary War heroes. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the electorate where they at or where they aspire to be, you know? Get an education while you're paying for her education. That's what I'm talking about, America. Bring the nation together. That's why my club is going to be called Paul Revere's Pussy Palace. It's a true midnight ride. Give it up for yourselves. That was a smart one. You had to stick around for that. joke's 217 years in the fucking making. If you find Robert Emmett's body, don't tell anyone. You're going to fuck up the bit. All right, you guys have been really cool. I'm going to leave you with a dumb joke now. You've been really nice, so I'll leave you with a dumb joke about pussy. I mentioned it before. Okay, cool. Some people have nicknames for their genitalia. My favorite have to be the ladies of the American South, because they like to call theirs a cookie. It's a cookie. I love that shit. You know what I mean? Sweet, best served warm, perfect right after a meal. Love that shit. I like to call mine the Breakfast of Champions. Guys, I'm Coor Cohen. Give it up for everybody else. See you tonight.
8 million stories out there in the naked city. It's a pity.
One more time for Coor Cohen, everybody.